So, this isn't going to be a lighthearted video, and, I don't intend to keep this a necessarily lighthearted channel in regards to my YouTube channel. My Twitch is mainly where the lighthearted stuff is at, in general. I will be playing video games almost every day of every week on the Twitch channel, unless I am currently working on, as of right now, a YouTube video. This is a long series that is hopefully going to be started, and it's going to talk about, my political beliefs as I believe them, and if I can find any research backing my political claims, I will look for them. This will also, just be some place I can pour my heart and mind into, and, hopefully help me just get my ideas out there. This video is about revolution and is about complacency, and I am, this is my first video, and I'm kind of excited that I'm starting to do this finally. And as you can see on your screen, the gameplay in the background's Karen. It's my favorite game in a minute. Basically about climbing. This video is not sponsored by anyone. This is funded by me completely, which is why I have the shitty mic quality. And yeah, if you want to help me, I have a Cashapp, and you can just, it's in the description box below. Also, with all of my other socials, they're in the description boxes below. Yeah, let's get into it. America was founded by the bloody sounds of trumpets, the boom of muskets, and the coughing of men in gunpowder swinging wildly at the enemy. That enemy was the British. We fought for our freedoms from something everyone at the time could agree was increasingly unfair, that being taxes without representation. This later evolved from guerrilla fighting for lower taxes and more representation in the British government to total cessation from the British Empire. America was, and some still see it as, a shining example of freedom and fighting for today's freedom. Unfortunately, fast forward to now, the Epstein files have been released, documenting the torture and rape of multiple young men and women. Mass surveillance has become the norm. Every government agency knows where you are and who you are, and there is injustice in broad daylight. People meant to be protecting what we fought for 1775 to 1783, killing or jailing people for protesting their right to the freedom of speech and their right to protest. Looking at it from this angle, it is so clear to see that the Founding Fathers fought for so much less, right? Now, why is that? The simple answer really is capitalism's fault. The longer answer is more convoluted than that. Capitalism wasn't America's first market attempt. The first market attempt that America had was mercantilism. Mercantilism is defined by the Britannica money, which, the Brits were the first to, even start mercantilism in its entirety, so it's kind of ironic it's coming from them, right? It's defined by Britannica money as an economic practice by which governments used their economies to augment state power at the expense of other countries. Sounds pretty similar, right? This was the first early footsteps for which our current system has walked. The whole idea of mercantilism was to bleed out the country and take all the resources for one country. Our founding fathers adopted this idea, changed it to private and domestic industry, and put a fancy label on it. As time moved on, capitalism moved forward, but kept mercantilism by its side, and shifted it away from bleeding out countries for resources, for the most part, and turned to the people. Where did the shift start? Well, it started during 1999. Not really, but based on research, it ranges from 1970 to the 2000s. According to Investopedia, hiring is slowing down, but people who are employed are more likely to be working multiple jobs than any time since 1999. This article was made in January of 2026. The dot-com burst then happened during March of 2000, and this made it so people lost lots of money and needed jobs. And this is assuming, if you were like an everyday person investing, because, I don't know, back then, people were just doing stuff. According to The Entrepreneur, a record high 8.9 million people in the U.S. reported working multiple jobs in February per BLS latest jobs report released last week. That amounts to 5.4 of all. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking read that. I'm just gonna summarize it. Basically, record high of 8.9 million people in the U.S. were reported working multiple jobs in February, and this was released in March 13th of last year. The adverse effects of picking up multiple jobs is that you are tired. You're tired. You're working every day. And so far, the powers that be want you to be tired. And making it so people have to work multiple jobs, that's pretty damn good. This has led to the idea of no change and a lack of will. The American people are struggling. Doomerism has been on the rise as a result of this. The American people are tired, and that has stopped mass protests and riots from happening and being perpetrated. The idea of complacency is strongly rooted in American culture for some reason. America was a country founded on revolution, and a country who more and more by the day slowly sinks back into irrelevancy due to the simple fact of the matter that the people are tired and have very little to fight for. How do we fix this? The stagnation of ideas and action is what caused the system to take root and spread its tendrils, sucking the life out of everything it touches. There are multiple ways to approach this idea of fixing the broken American spirit, and I believe that is to rally the people together and somehow find a way to get people to fight for what they believe in, despite being so tired. Fucking Nazis do it all the time. Neo-Nazis, they'll always get together because they're at the jobless convention. But yeah, we must have some resemblance of hope, and not in the way Obama said either. I mean, true hope that even in the worst of circumstances, we can truly change the country for the better and make it so the people don't have to work 13 hours a day just to go to bed hungry. We were built on revolution, and we can fix ourselves based on that premise. Short video, I know. But, long-form content's difficult. And hopefully I can somehow gather my thoughts better. And, maybe check the description. But help me get a better mic. Just help me get stuff in general for this YouTube channel. I know it's kind of shameless to be begging in the first video that you see of me, but I'm kind of doing this myself. I appreciate any help, even just a subscription or a follow on one of my many socials. That would be great. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to listen to this rambling, and I hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye.